Here's a quick little PSA before we hop in today's episode of CSGO News. Today's episode was recorded 2 days before the recent update, that being on November 18th of 2022, so yesterday as of you watching this video. That update actually included quite a little bit and probably was the beefiest update gameplay-wise we've seen all year. That included a huge meta change where now the M4A4’s does a little less damage, especially at that longer range, but most importantly the AWP was decreased bullet-wise by 5, so when you have 5 in one magazine, you're gonna have to make every shot count. But with the other thing they changed as well is the maps. Anubis has now been added to the map pool and Dust 2 has been taken out. And while with that, we're seeing M4A1S prices go all over the place, mostly down. M4A4 prices are rising up. AWP prices are slowly rising down, but most importantly, Dust 2 souvenir packages from 2021, 2022, and of course with the most recent major, that being Rio, are rising very fast. It's not going to be fully covered in today's video, but I'll have a little short segment on it at the very end. And the rest of the information for what everything else stands, it's still very relevant. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone back to another episode of CSGO News. This is the series where I show and tell you what's been going on in the CSGO community this past week. That can have anything to do with the CSGO pro scene, let's just say a player or a team wins an event, retires, is benched, or goes to another team. We also talk about the CSGO investing space. If something goes up or down in a very short period of time, you're not sure if it's stable or volatile, or maybe you should pick it up as an investment. And finally, updates. This could be miscellaneous, maybe some things you've missed the past couple of days, and some things we are hoping and most likely will see in the next few days, if not couple weeks. And for today's video, we're pretty much going to be touching all bases. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit the like button and of course subscribe. And here's a quick word from our video sponsor, SkinsMonkey.
Now today's video sponsor is of course SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is currently the easiest and also fastest way you can buy, but most importantly, trade your CSGO skins. All you have to do is make sure you have your trade link, and on your first trade, if you have a leftover balance, it goes towards your current balance that can be used the next time you end up trading skins. It has 3 ways you can inspect, but most importantly has a very in-depth inspect feature that you can see corners on a karambit, for an example, that you can't really see otherwise unless you have the item in-game. If you end up topping up your balance, make sure to use promo code MANDO to get up to a 35% deposit bonus and a free $5 on the first trade.
So if you guys are unfamiliar with what's been going on in CSGO recently, the Rio Major just concluded, which was on for 2 weeks almost, which was pretty cool. Outsiders ended up taking the entire thing, which was definitely unexpected. This entire major was pretty much just made of upsets. Teams we didn't think that would make it through made it through, and teams we did think was going to win the entire thing ended up losing, coming last place sometimes. I will most likely have a full review out of the Rio Major in the next couple of days about all the issues we had and the pros and cons, mainly cons, but it's all going to be constructive. The audio issues were definitely something to talk about. They were really, really bad. There were moments where this was on my TV. I was watching OniPixel for an example, and then I had it on my phone while I was out in public, just the real match itself. The audio would cut in and out. There would just be straight buzzing for a whole round during the quarterfinals, which is just, in my opinion, unacceptable. And not something expected from a company like ESL, because they've been in the scene for so long, they know how to run an event, especially for CS. But other things in the news, kennyS has made a return to the professional scene of CSGO. He has recently left G2, which he was a streamer on there, previously a player, obviously. And it's pretty interesting to see. It kind of seems like he's going to try and make it for the Paris run, which is pretty unbelievable. I myself was a big fan of kennyS back in his prime so long ago, and I'm happy to see him return. Hopefully he'll get some sort of title once again. And of course he joins Team Falcons, which is a Saudi Arabian based organization, and apparently NBK is also joining him in that lineup, which is very cool to see those two reunite and return for that French spot. Now for some possible updates in the next couple of weeks. One, from that major, not a buff or a nerf, but I think we're going to see some team changes, especially in some of the bigger ones and ones who haven't been performing the past few months. Maybe FaZe. Who knows? They could see some roster changes in the next little while. And as it goes for updates with buffs and nerfs with weapons, I think we're going to see some changes with the M4A4’s. It was proven to be pretty overpowered in my personal opinion during this major, and just playing it in matchmaking, it's kind of broken. You spam smokes, it has a lot of ammo still, it's relatively pretty cheap, no one ever uses the A4, and it's not just those 2 weapons either. I'd like people to start buying the R8 a little more, maybe the MP5, but then you'd start changing up the whole meta of how you play CSGO if you want to kind of put SMGs at the whole front. If you want to do that, just go play Counter-Strike in 2015 and 2016 when everyone would just rush everywhere. Cat on A or A long, for example, on Dust 2 with the Tech 9. or MP7, and you'd be absolutely frying. Speaking of the M4A4’s, the M4A4’s print stream that is in the Broken Fang case, both of those have been going up slowly but surely. The Broken Fang case just the other day went down in price quite a bit, but it wasn't because of the reason you think. I think it was just due to people quick selling a bunch of cases. These have been going for almost $2, recently hit $2.20 on the Steam market, which is just absolutely crazy. And they've just been going up really since August from $1.60 to $2.20 since then. The main reason people are opening this case so much as of recently, obviously because it is exclusive to Operation Broken Fang, but because it has that M4A4’s print stream. People are not unboxing this case for the gloves or really the Glock. There's better Glocks out there, but the gloves. These are also in the Snakebite case, which is literally a fraction cheaper. The Snakebite case is less than 20 cents. Broken Fang case is $2.20. You're saving yourself $2 if you're going for those gloves just to unbox this. The reason people are going for this is because they want the M4. It's also a lot more profitable. So if we do see some changes in game, I wouldn't be too surprised if this goes down in price quite a bit as well. As it goes for an operation, I've had my thoughts on it the past couple of days in Mando Monday as well. I'm not 100% sure and sold on the fact that we're going to get one anytime soon. I'm probably going to make a whole video on this on its own because I've received so many questions about it, but I think people are thinking we're going to get an operation because this year we've talked about it more than any other year. Same with Source 2. Sure, I may be guilty of it as well, but practically every content creator, doesn't matter the sub count or following on Twitter, has talked about how we're going to get an operation or some big update by the end of this year. And I think that's really created some very big false narrative within the community. So now we just all think one's going to come. And with that, sure, there is a pattern where we're receiving one every single year around the same time. People also think the market's going to crash. And people are asking, oh, should you just wait to buy in then? It's hard to say. If you're pinching every penny, then yes. But what if it doesn't come, right? You're just going to be waiting like again this year for an entire year just to save a few bucks, if that even happens. For a question I received the other day, how much do you think things are going to go down with an operation if one comes? I don't think it's going to be as much as people are saying. It used to be quite a bit. And if people weren't talking about it, sure, I wouldn't think too much of it. But when you have people like Jesus and Anomaly talking about these things in their stream and on YouTube videos, when they have an audience of millions and the reach of that anyway, people are going to know not to sell things during an operation, let alone this is going to be the biggest operation we'll have of all time. You're going to have millions of people playing the game, and there's millions right now playing the game with nothing going on. There's still going to be a high demand for box items and also buy skins. So the cases like the clutch case, the breakout, are not going to drop to 50% of what they are right now. The demand is still going to be there if you just look at the unboxings every single month. So things like that I don't see dropping at all. And same with knives and whatnot. I think we'll see a little bit, but for the people who are hoping to get like a 70% discount or a 25 or something like that more realistically, I don't think that's going to happen. So if you've been wanting to buy some skins, wait out the next couple of weeks if they just reach an all-time high, for an example, and just buy those and go for it. There's smart decisions and there's bad. You know, like operation stickers might be a good option to hold off on those because they've risen up so recently, but I think you guys kind of get the picture. As it goes for CSGO's most recent update, that being the map and meta changes, there's a couple things that need to be discussed before tomorrow's in-depth review and of course video. Number one is the Dust 2 souvenir packages. Since these things will no longer be dropping in upcoming majors, they're gonna be quite rare. But I think right now FOMO is at an all-time high, especially for the lower end ones supply-wise on the market. Antwerp, Stockholm, for an example, transparent backgrounds look pretty good. These were selling for around $3, bumped all the way up to $7 or $8. Rio is the exact same deal. And if you actually have souvenir tokens for Rio, you can still claim them for Dust 2. And it also has the exact same skins. And the problem with new souvenirs is pretty much Valve has kind of devalued their own product. You can pretty much reproduce the exact same skin with any sticker from that previous major because you can buy them on the market. They're no longer exclusive to just those souvenirs in general. So I'd be careful buying into these right now, especially with Rio's 75% off sale coming soon and all those getting dumped on the market. With the meta changes for the M4 and also the AWP, we're not seeing the price increases and decreases people were, I think, were hoping for. The M4A4 mod, for example, field tested the best condition you can get for this weapon. It was about $106, $110 in the market last month, recently bumped up to $160, now is on the market for $140, $160-ish, give or take. The M4A4 went down a little bit, but I think very similar to the last nerf we saw at the M4A4 where it decreased the ammo size by 5 in each magazine. There was a lot of FOMO in a very short window, which was a huge red flag, and that's what I think is happening here. So I'd watch out what you're buying and selling, wait out the next week to see how the market goes, and of course how the meta changes, especially in the professional scene. That pretty much wraps up today's episode of CSGO News. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. A lot of bangers coming later this week. We obviously got Mando Monday, an investing Q&A, probably 1 or 2 more documentary style videos, which is very awesome. Very excited to work on those. And if you guys have any quests for videos, leave them down below in the comment section. I'll be sure to at least check them out. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay positive, stay sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.